Hi, this is Gears217 and welcome back. Today we have got the MK14 MOAB. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong again, but hey, no, who cares? Today, yes, this weapon, really good gun. I just can't do well with it, and unfortunately we have come to this, which is not the fastest MOAB. I can't remember what game type this was, but you can see I've joined quite late, which is, as I previously said, a sort of reason for me playing quite slowly, and the fact that I like to sort of, which is always a bad idea in Call of Duty, I like to play off my teammates. So if you've got a strong team, you kind of rely on them a bit more to do certain things. And in many respects, this is where I fall down and die quite often, in the fact that I'll rely on my teammate to cover a thing behind me and I'll look the other way, and he'll either try and look the same direction as me, which is always a brilliant idea. So heads up to that. If you ever see a teammate looking one direction, try and look the other way. Just a heads up, maybe a point of fact. But yeah, and I usually end up getting shot in the back by where this teammate was actually looking, which bugs the hell out of me. But I've only got myself to blame in the fact that I was relying on a teammate who I've never played with before to cover a spot. And joining late into a game obviously takes away that sort of opportunity for you to sort of know what they're like. I mean, if you've played in the lobby a couple of times, you obviously know what the players are all like, who's the strong players, who are the weak players, who you can sort of rely on in a gunfight, sort of without sort of sounding sort of too demeaning on everyone. But yeah, this is the sort of way I quite like to play, and the fact that I like to play off my teammates, which kind of results in me playing badly or a bit more cautiously when you haven't got the good teammates, or very cautiously like I am now, which is down or due to the fact that I joined late into the game. I'm not sure what I was doing there. I just have to point out, I don't know why I changed from a good assault rifle as a secondary back to a machine pistol. Completely beyond me, but yeah. As I joined late into the game, it kind of leaves me as a bit sort of stumped of I don't really know what the enemy team are like or what my own team are like. So I take sort of rather a slow approach to it, so that results in rather a lengthy game. I think it was about 4.5 minute MOAB, which isn't an impressive one, and it's kind of disheartening in the fact, not disheartening, this is quite sort of shameful in fact. This is a very strong weapon, I'm just terrible with it, which is sort of a thing that I seem to do quite well, in the fact that I'm bad with most of the good guns. I think the only assault rifles left to get, that I've got to get MOABs with, are the three that are probably the strongest, which is the let me think, the Type 95, the SCAR and the ACR. And I have no idea why I've left these ones till last. They are clearly the best weapons to be using, and for some reason I have left them till the last point in this game. So I think I will try my best to try and get a double MOAB with these ones. I think they're probably the easiest weapons to get the double MOAB with. I'm not saying a double MOAB's easy in any respect, but I think if I'm going to go for one, it's probably going to be with one of those guns. Those seem to be the sort of the easier ones, or go with an MP7, although I have got the MP7. I will try and get a few double MOABs up. Yeah, so that's where I sort of stand with that. I think along with that line, so I'm going to try and go for a MOAB with every single gun. As I said in a previous commentary, it's the sort of the easiest thing for me to do with the sort of time constraints that I have at the moment. So that's why you're going to see quite a few MOABs from me. I do apologise that I can't really commit the time, shall we say, to be able to play more consistently and to be able to get the better gameplays. So yeah, you're going to have to bear with me on that, and I might as well try and make a series out of it. And saying I've sort of leave the most powerful weapons to last, it's kind of something I've always done. Like with the shotguns, what was the last one I got was the striker. So it kind of I really regret doing that though. The striker was godly before the patch, and I waited till they made it sort of. In all fairness, it's not really awful, you know, but it's an awful lot weaker than it was, which kind of makes me sort of go, ooh, really should have done it earlier. I might have got a much better game out of it, but hey, can't sort of be too disheartened with it. I've still got all the shotgun MOABs. I will go back and get a few of the others. I've got another Spaz 12 one to upload, which I still have to say, although it's still weaker after the patch with the extended mags, it's still my favourite gun. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure it's just the nostalgia effect of it. It just looks cool. The pump's wicked. I can't think of any other way of sort of saying it. I love that gun. I think it's the gun I've got the most. I think I've got like 4,000 kills in this game. But yeah, where else was I going with this? Ways to use this gun. It's a very strong weapon in the fact that it's 2-shot, even with the silencer it's pretty much 2-shot at most range, 3 shots at a very long range with the silencer on, but most of the time it's a 2-shot weapon. I think it's 55 damage, which is the same as the Type 95. Slight issue, Infinity Ward? Type 95 is the same damage as a single shot weapon. You not think that was slightly imbalanced. which that just winds me up. But yeah, I would definitely recommend using rapid fire and a red dot. For some reason I've got a silencer on, which is good and bad. Like, it's good because obviously you stay off the map and it doesn't really affect the damage drop off, but in the same respect it's bad because it's quite inconsistent, and if you want to have any sort of success at close range, you kind of want to stick the rapid fire on it with, especially with the red dot. And I just have to point out one thing: what the heck was that spawn on my spawn? What that just was awful, and that sort of highlights the spawns in this game. But anyway, don't want to get into complaining about this game too much. Yeah, just avoid any sort of close quarters areas with this gun and try and stick with long range sights. And if you're playing this map, especially this map, which is probably one of the best maps in the game for this gun, try and trap them at A. And unfortunately, when you're playing without a team or a full party, it makes it very difficult because you usually get one person who gets a bit sort of gun ho and rushes in and tries to get some kills and ends up ruining spawn trap and flipping them over to C. But yeah, if you can try and trap them at A, it works very well. Anyway, the next thing I wanted to sort of natter on about was the fact that something came up on Twitter the other day, which I was deeply honoured to be part of, with the fact that I think it was XMF the Goat tweeted out that he thought the best voices on YouTube were Xbox Ahoy, Boo Man, and myself, and I am truly honoured to be part of this group. The other guys have got incredible commentating voices, and I think they're some of the best commentators out there. Obviously via the Goat himself, him and Brad are probably my favourite two commentators, but these other guys are incredible voices. Boo Man has got some of the best commentaries out there. Xbox Ahoy, his commentaries are so well laid out. He puts a lot of time into it, and it shows that they're really well set out. And you've got to hats off to him. And the Loyal Patriot's got a very good voice as well. So to be paired with them, I'm deeply honoured. I had an inkling that people enjoyed my voice, but I didn't think I was anything on their standard, in my opinion. Oh, and before I forget, Ronnie, yes, we do love your sexy Irish accent as well. So peace out, you sexy bastard. Anyway, this is the end of the gameplay. Please leave a comment and a like rating, and I shall see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.